broadcast was brought to you by Vistaprint. Create powerful promotions that are easy to design and hard to miss. With Vistaprint, it's easy to customize your business cards, marketing material, corporate gifts, calendars, stationery, and more with confidence, or get real-time design help. Visit RadioOnFire.com/Vistaprint to get $20 off any order of $40 or more. If you have a message to get out, you want it to be affordable, but you want it to look professional. Visit RadioOnFire.com/Vistaprint for $20 off today.
Hey guys, welcome to the Beauty and the Business Show. Today we have an amazing show. We're talking all about wigs, synthetic wigs that is. Today we're going to be discussing the different types of synthetic wigs, the benefits of wigs, how to measure your head, how to take care of your wigs at home, and also how to manage your hair underneath your wig. Let's introduce yourself to our listeners.
Hello everybody, my name is Brittany Ramsey. I am the owner of Faith Haven Hair. So I sell affordable synthetic wigs that I customize for my clients. So synthetic wigs typically don't come looking great, so I usually customize the hairline, style it, cut it, whatever needs to be done so that it looks more natural when you wear it.
So how did you come up with your name of your business?
Well, my middle name is Faith, spelled Faythe, and I don't know, I was just thinking of names for my business, and I know the words safe haven, so I just said Faith Haven, and I decided to make that the name of my business. So
excellent. So how long have you been wearing wigs?
So I started wearing wigs, I guess 4 years ago, probably 4 or 5 years ago. It was after I stopped getting my hair permed by my beautiful hairdresser here. So I started to wear wigs because I felt like wigs were more convenient. You were always fussing at me about not taking care of my hair.
Exactly.
So I decided to start wearing wigs just because it was a little bit more convenient for me. All I had to do was keep my hair braided underneath and just throw on a wig, and I could change my hair every day if I wanted to. So.
For me, I've been wearing wigs pretty much since high school. I actually wore a wig to my senior prom because I decided to start locks, and I didn't want to wear locks to my prom because I thought they wasn't just elegant enough. So I wore a wig to my senior prom. I've been wearing them off and on, but for the past 2 years, I've become addicted to them. I have a whole head full of hair under my wigs. I have a wig on now. Every time you see me, you probably see that I have a wig on. I love them. I'm addicted to them. And recently, I became addicted to synthetic wigs as well. So about a year ago, you probably couldn't catch me in a synthetic wig. I used to crack jokes talking about I'm not an elementary school secretary. I would never wear a synthetic wig ever in life. And now I'm eating them words because I am addicted to wigs. So what inspired you to sell wigs?
So in my previous job, I worked in a nursing facility, and I was doing marketing, so I was having to dress up all the time, and I would change my hair. My hair always had to look nice. So a lot of the women that I worked with used to ask me about my hair, about my wigs, how do I style them, and would I style them for them? Mm-hmm. So at first I was just styling for free, and I wasn't getting any money for it, and I was also selling my wigs that I had that I no longer wanted, or ones that I purchased that I didn't like, and I was only selling it for like $10 because I just, at first I wasn't thinking about it as a business. Then more and more people started to ask me about my hair and my wigs, and then I decided to turn it into a business.
That was a great idea. So let's talk about the different types of wigs. There are handmade wigs, which are usually human hair, Or some people make synthetic wigs with synthetic handmade. You can either glue or sew them onto a cap. You can have the machine made, that's with a sewing machine. Or you can do a combination of handmade and machine made. So you can have a full cap, full lace, closure with cap, a frontal with cap, half a wig, and a U-part wig, which I love. I actually braid my hair down a certain way, so if I feel like when a U-part wig or half a wig, I'm still able to do it, depending how I feel when I wake up.
And the U-part wig, is it I know how it's shaped, but does it have combs or?
You can put a comb in there, and you also, you can use combs. So the U-part wig just mimics an actual sewing. You have a little leave out and your hairline out, either the front and the back.
Okay.
So the types of hair wigs are made with are the human hair, synthetic, and then the blend mix. Which the companies now are making a lot of their synthetic wigs blended mix, which means you can actually curl them. One of my wigs are actually made with the blend, and I curl it and I actually flexi rolled it, and the quality of the wigs have really gotten better. Really gotten better. The synthetic wigs have really gotten better, even with the braided ones now.
Yeah.
So I actually saw that on your page. You do have the braided ones. I stalk her page because I'm addicted. I'm sorry. And I'm pretty sure you guys gonna do it also after today. So, what kind of synthetic wigs do you offer? Any of those?
So typically, it's synthetic wigs that are already made. I do not make the wigs that I sell. All of them are pre-made, and most of them are the blended human hair and synthetic mix. So they can typically be curled, straightened, definitely revived because they do tangle. So those blended wigs are much better because you can put heat on them and fix them up again. And typically they're lace front. I do have ones that are just full cap where there is no part. And then I have ones with just the lace part and it's not a front. So the difference in that is when you lay it down, it may not lay as flat as you would like because it's just a lace part versus there being a lace front there. And that's usually, I don't have any half wigs. I don't have any U-part wigs. But I am looking into getting some of that in my inventory because a lot of people are asking about half wigs and U-part wigs, honestly. So I just have to look into getting those options for people.
So what's typically your favorite?
Type of wig? Yes. Or always the blended as far as the texture. And also more yucky versus silky, because that's another thing. With synthetic wigs, even though they may be blended, some of them have a more silky texture. I don't like that. I like the texture to be more yucky and mimic my texture hair.
So the silkiest look like they spray oil sheen on them. Like that,
yeah,
shine.
I mean,
I don't want that shine.
Some of the wigs do. They have a more silky tail. It's harder to make it look more realistic, which is why I spray dry shampoo. I always spray dry shampoo on the wigs anyway, just because I want to get that shine out of there. Yeah. But the styles that I usually go towards are curly ones like this style, and then the style like that with the big curls and the big bangs. I don't like wigs that don't have a bang. It's not a Chinese bang, just a flare bang. So yeah.
So which wig style was your top seller?
That style.
This style?
Yeah. And there's no real name, I guess, for that style.
Like the drop curl.
Yeah, but that style is a really big seller. So a lot of the wig companies do make that type of wig, and it all comes in different colors. But that's the thing, is that people may like that style, but they want a specific color.
Okay.
So I do sell a lot of just natural colors, but I do have some of my customers and clients are great, and they want to venture out, and they want to try crazy colors and bright colors and colors that you typically wouldn't see. So.
See, that was my next question. How do you feel about the colorful wigs? Like, are they unicorn wigs now, or like just the different?
I like
bright
them.
Colors?
I mean, I don't have a whole lot of it in my inventory because some people sometimes it just doesn't sell. Like, you have to have the right person that's gonna want to buy it. But I posted a wig maybe 2 weeks ago, and it was 3 different colors. It was like a magenta, and then a lighter pink, and then the bottom was like a bluish purple color. And somebody bought that right off of my head. So it was for me, but then somebody messaged me and said that they wanted it. So, and then I got that same wig in different colors, and I sold 2 more, one in purple and one in turquoise. So it's just, I like the colors. I think it's great when somebody can be bold.
Okay. So. I saw that. It was with the ponytail. Mm-hmm. Like, even the styles that the synthetic wigs are coming out with.
Yes.
They are mimicking the human hair wigs. And sometimes
better.
you can't tell the difference.
Right.
That really looks like a closure or a frontal with bundles.
Yeah.
When I saw it, I was like, oh, she got human hair wigs now? But no.
Right. Yeah, they're starting to do better. They also are having the lace inside the cap, so you can part it up or down. They have the Vixen wig where you can part it 4 ways. So those type of styles are a little bit more pricey, but if you take care of it, it's worth the money. Because by pricey, for me, $50 is pricey. So that's what I mean by pricey.
Okay. So what are some of the benefits of wearing a wig to you?
Well, to me, I would say you can change your hair as often as you would like. You're able to protect your own hair as long as you're keeping up with keeping it braided and washed underneath. The main thing is that it's just a throw on and go kind of thing. So this morning I was rushing to get out of the house. I have to be at work by 8:30. Around 8 o'clock, I had just finished my makeup. I had to worry about fixing up my hair, and I was able to just throw this wig on. It was already in a ponytail. So that is a real big benefit because you don't have to think about it. You just take the wig out of the bag and throw it on your head, and then your hair is already done, and that only takes a couple minutes.
Exactly. So it saves you time. Mm-hmm. The wig is any style you want it to be. You can wake up and be whoever you want to be.
Yes, and that's good for synthetic because I am biased. I like synthetic versus human. I really don't like human hair wigs because number one, I'm not gonna trying to lay the baby hairs. I'm not doing any. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. I need the wig to already be styled and everything. And with synthetic wigs, the curls are there. They don't fall. Nothing like that. You don't have to recurl it. It's just over time. Obviously, when you wear it, it will tangle and all that, and you have to restore it. But otherwise, just on a regular day, the hair is already done. So.
And wigs really take the stress off your natural hair. Mm-hmm. It gives it a break from all the chemicals and the heat damage, which, by the way, is taking over. Heat damage is taking over. Clients think they're being safe and not putting chemicals in their hair, and they want all this heat on their hair. Heat damage is taking over. It's damaging the hair. Turn y'all flat irons down, please. So when it comes to measurements, when ordering a wig, clients should know their head size. So when you all get some spare time, make sure you get the measuring tape out, measure your head. So when you do order your custom wigs, you already know the size. Do the synthetic wigs come in different sizes?
So they typically don't. Normally, if someone will tell me that they feel like they have a larger head, then I will use my head as an example because my head is smaller, and I can let them know that, okay, this wig is big head friendly or not big head friendly.
Big head friendly.
Yeah. So
That's
in
the
so in the synthetic wig community, that's what we say. We say it's a big head friendly wig or it's not. But all of the wigs construction is pretty typical. It has usually combs in the front, comb in the back, maybe on the side, and then it has the adjustable straps. So even though you're not measuring, you're not saying, okay, my head's 22 and that's what size the wig is. If your head is smaller, you just have to adjust the straps for it to fit tightly on you.
Oh. Any stories about customers ordering the wrong size wigs?
Yes. I've had people tell me that the wig was too small, or the wig was too big. Normally, I will do exchanges depending on the situation, because sometimes people will take advantage of that and just be wearing a wig for a couple weeks and then be like, oh, I need to return it. So if it's not the right size, then typically I can do an exchange. I won't do a refund, but I will do an exchange for something that may be bigger. So I have had people do that, but if it's too big, typically I'll tell them like use bobby pins to try to make it smaller, or tighten the straps. And if it's just completely just way too big, which is never really happens, then of course they can exchange it.
You can let them exchange. Mm-hmm. So do they have credit, or they can just exchange for another wig that's the same price? Yeah,
they will exchange for a wig that's the same price. If they see something that they like that is more, then they just have to pay the difference in the shipping. But I hardly ever, I've had situations like that, but I hardly ever have. My clients and customers are awesome. They really, really are. I mean, they see what they want, they get it, and they're typically happy with it.
Okay. So I see sometimes you do the flash sale.
Yes.
What drives you to do the flash sale?
I have a lot of...
You should make an announcement and let us know that you're about to... flash sale to make sure I got enough money for my wigs that I'm about to pick out.
Well, I have a lot of inventory. So sometimes I do flash sales just because I'm trying to get the inventory down, or if it's units that I feel like are not really big sellers, then I will sell them for $20 or less. But I do the flash sales because people love it. They get really excited, and but I have gotten some feedback that I'm always doing it on the wrong pay week. So I will be doing a flash sale this week because I had 2 people last week tell me, they don't get paid till this week and they really wanted to buy a wig. So I'm going to do it again this week.
So do you reorder wigs, the same wig?
I guess it depends on what wig it is. Like this wig I ordered like 10 times. Different colors, red, blonde, brown, because it was just in the summertime it was really, really big. So everybody wanted it. So right now, I'm not one of the typical hair selling sites, so I don't have every single wig, but if it's something that somebody wants, I had a lot of my customers tell me like, oh, I like this wig that just came out. Can you order it for me, do the work to it, and then I'll give you the money and you send it to me. So I do that a lot. So if it's something that they see that they want, then I'll order it from them and do all the customization.
So what made you start to model the wigs?
People asking me, hey, what does it look like on? So I started to post pictures of the wig on the mannequin head so they can see that, and then a picture of me in the wig so they can see what that looks like as well. And I feel like people are more inclined to buy the wigs when they see it on somebody, because they will look at somebody and say, oh, I like the way that looks, and want to get it. So now I try to make sure that if I put a wig up, that I have a picture of myself in the same wig.
Excellent. I like that idea too. Because we have like the same skin tone a little bit. So if I see the color on you when I stroll down, I know, okay, that's the one. I'm addicted. I'm sorry. So what kind of advice can you give your customers about taking care of their hair underneath their wigs?
Oh, underneath their wigs. Well, I shaved my head, so I don't have any.
Tell us why you shaved your head. I don't have any hair.
Well, I just was not taking care of my hair underneath. woman right here was always fussing at me because I would go months. I had braids in, and I just would not take them out. I would just like wash my hair with the braids in, and it would just get knotted.
No.
It was just bad. It was really bad. So I just, what is it, like a month ago, I just decided I don't want to have hair anymore, and just told her to just shave.
Which totally surprised me, but I loved it because I know how you wasn't taking care of your hair.
So now I just keep it.
Shave it all off.
Just shave now. But I would say that if you do have hair, definitely get a, what is it called? It's like a wig grip for your edges, because I had a lot of customers tell me that they feel like the synthetic wigs make their edges fall out. Everybody's different. So a wig grip is really good. And then underneath, the wigs always have a wig cap on. If you have longer hair, then to keep your hair braided, but wash your hair, of course. Keep getting it braided, but just make sure you're washing your hair however much is recommended by whoever you're going to. So
keep your hair treated, your scalp oiled, and don't leave your braids in for a long time. That's a pet peeve of mine. Okay.
Can I ask a question? I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if you guys covered this or not, but
yes.
Synthetic wigs, the curls that are in the synthetic wig, how do you maintain those? Do they come out like what? Do they stay like that?
So it really depends on which type of wig. So like this one, the texture is more yucky, so it'll last for a while, but it starts to get bigger. That type of hair like swells. Like this texture hair is a little bit better. So I always use these two products. It's the I don't know if it's Bobos. I'm not sure, but I usually use that, and then I spray that, and it usually keeps the curls. And I wash my wigs probably every couple of weeks.
And the curl just comes back?
Yep. I have pictures on my Facebook of wigs that I have taken out of a trash bag that I thought I was going to throw away and have restored, and the curls have come back.
Yes, we was just talking about how the quality of synthetic wigs and the blended mixed wigs have improved tremendously.
That was my apprehension about getting a synthetic wig, because I didn't know how the curl was going to stay or how long.
Yeah, it typically stays for, a while. One wig that I absolutely love is by Zuri Sis, and it's called Sister. That wig, I have had that wig several times, but I have had the same one and have washed it like 20 times, and it just, the curls just come back. So it really just depends. Like that, I've never worn that wig before, but I know the texture of it. You can wash it, but I know the texture of it. Sometimes it'll just swell and the curls may not stay. But something that's in between, like silky and yucky, it's a lot better. Curly wigs like that, you'll get a wear out of it, but once you start to comb the hair, it just gets big. Yeah, but yeah. So I don't really wear human hair wigs. I don't like them. Really? I really don't like human hair wigs.
She's against.
I'm kind of against them. Yeah.
Why?
There's too much work.
Maintenance. It's more maintenance with
very
human
lazy
hair.
When it comes to hair, I'm not gonna.
It's more maintenance. So, okay, say for instance, my hair, I have to roll my hair up at night, or it works wonders in the rain.
I'm doing that.
Cause I don't need an umbrella anymore with these wigs. I tell you, I don't. And I see people with umbrellas, I'll be like, he should have got them a wig. It's more maintenance, because I have a synthetic wig, a blend wig. I actually wore here a couple of times. It has like the little 30 on the ends. The only thing I did was like put a little oil in there, clip the ends, and then I flexi rod at night. And if they still, the curls drop a little bit, I would take my flat irons, plug them up, put them on 300, and then curl them. Back in the day, you couldn't curl synthetic wigs. Yes,
you can curl it. I've curled a whole wig, like a straight wig that I purchased, and I did like real tight curls to make it really curly like that. Yeah, I want a synthetic wig, and people did not believe me. They did not believe it. They said, "What? There's no way." I'm like,
the
"Yeah."
quality is improving.
Y'all might be getting ready to change my life.
And I'm telling you, I'm addicted. When she posts, I am like, oh, I need to put my phone down because I'm about to get 2 of them.
Wow.
I have about 10 synthetic wigs that I need to give away.
Why are you giving them away?
It's just no room at my house for the wigs. Like, I have human hair wigs. I make wigs.
Oh, wow.
I buy synthetic wigs, any styles, U-part, half wigs. Like I was telling her earlier, I leave the front of my hair out. So just in case I don't want to wear a full cat wig, I can put on a half a wig and put it up in a ponytail.
Okay. Well, do the synthetic wigs come in the 360 as well?
Yeah. So now they do. They have some. They have not a whole lot, but they have a few. But it just depends on the brand. Because I have my favorite brand, so I just have to. I remembered. I think maybe Outre has one, maybe Sensational, but I'm not 100%.
So what's your favorite brand of wigs you like?
Zuri and Outre. I was trying to see if I would say Outre or Sensational, but I would say Outre, yeah, because Outre is
your
really
favorite?
good. The quality is just really good. Zuri, I mean, nobody is touching that brand at all. I mean, they have the way that they color the wigs. I mean, it looks like human hair to me. The way that they color it and the quality of it, the texture, the fact that you can wash them, curl them, flat iron them, and without it burning. I just think it's really good. Outre just has more. To me, they have better curly wigs. So. And I like curly wigs.
So what blew me away was the braided wigs. How do you feel about the braided wigs? The synthetic braided wigs.
I like them. They just Sensational just put one out. Cornrow, just the front is a frontal, so the cornrows stop about here, and then the back is kind of probably like crochet. And I like them a lot. I feel like they're a little on the expensive side, only because you can order a braided wig and have full lace for the same price. Oh, almost the same price. So, but I do like them. I think that they're a good alternative to having to sit in a chair and get your hair braided. The braided wig, the box braided wigs that just came out by Sensational, they weren't my favorite, but I've seen other girls on YouTube style them very well. And my customers, they bought them up. So, I mean, if they like it, then that's fine. I mean, I think they're good, but I just feel like the companies could do better. I feel like they could have made full lace versus just a frontal. So
you should write them.
Yeah, I know.
Being the expert, being the synthetic wig expert, you should write them. So let's talk about, again, continuing the conversation on maintaining the wigs. Do you recommend your clients, your customers, sleeping in the wigs? No.
God, no. Please do not sleep in synthetic wigs. I hear some other girls that have done YouTube videos say it's like, okay, don't believe them. If you sleep in your wig, it's not going to last as long. And I always recommend, which people don't know, and which I didn't know that people didn't know, to put your wigs back in the bag that they came in. The bag, box, and net that they came in. A lot of times people ask me, oh, how many wig heads do you have? Thinking that I'm just leaving the wigs on the head. Don't do that. You need to get a wig, put it back in the box, put the net on it, put it back in the closet or wherever you store your wigs. Because if you leave them out, they will look old. They'll get old. It's just not good. And sleeping in them is never a good idea. And also putting any oil on them is a bad idea as well. Because it could start to make it look like, I don't know. This just does something to the fibers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend. Because I've heard people also in videos say, like, oh, don't worry, just put a little oil sheen. I wouldn't recommend that.
I put a little oil in mine. I put just at the ends. I mean, I use a reasonable amount, less than a dime.
I guess this is more so for people that don't or not a hairdresser.
Don't oil sheen it.
Because some people may not know.
All right, so don't oil sheen All cheating. Put a little, like a dime size worth of oil, rub it together, and then put it on the ends. I usually do that before I flexi rod it or put the flat.
See, I never flexi rod it before, so that's something new. I never done that. I've just always used the wand curler.
Because I treat my synthetic wigs like my human hair wigs. I do not play. They get trimmed, everything. All right. So tell us about the wigs you brought here today.
So this wig is by, I believe it's by Sensational, and it is like supposed to be bohemian curl, but it's a mix. It's a synthetic and human hair mix. I will be taking it to Jamaica, so it's not for sale. I actually had a lot of them in the summertime, but they sold, so I don't have any more for sale. And I honestly don't know. That's another thing. Let me go back. With the companies, they will stop making wigs. So that's one thing I don't like, is that you fall in love with a wig and then you're not able to get it 2 years later or 6 months later sometimes. You know, that's like, I don't know what they use as judgment on whether or not to continue to make a wig or not. So, but this is one of my favorite wigs. So, I bought this one, and I finger combed it and plucked the part and everything. So that's that wig.
So take us step by step how you customize the synthetic wigs.
Oh, okay.
Because when they order, you do your own judgment on customizing the wigs.
Yes.
Okay. Walk us through how you would customize this wig straight out the package.
Okay, so straight out the package, there's usually lace here in the front. So normally I will cut the lace off, and the lace is usually ear to ear. So I'll cut the lace off as close as possible to the hairline. And depending on the type of wig, like this one, I wouldn't really pluck the hairline because I'm not laying any baby hairs down. The wig is curly and is big, so you wouldn't really see the hairline. And then typically the parting space is really tight, and there's usually a lot of hair in the middle where the part is, and you can't see the lace. When you leave the hair like that, it makes it look like a wig. So
they don't give a natural
look.
look.
So I usually will pull the hair out of the part and add some concealer, powder, something that's similar to my scalp color or my skin color. It really just depends on how I feel, because I have 2 different colors. And then I put that, and so I do the same thing for the wigs that I sell. Okay. And typically I'll just look at the person. Most of my customers I have never met in person, so I have to judge what type of concealer color I'm using on their Facebook picture. So, and most of the time I will ask them, do you want me to put concealer? Because if they don't want it, then I won't put it in there, and they could do it themselves. And for this wig, it wasn't really a lot to do. I added myself just a leave-in conditioner spray and a detangling spray, just so that it wouldn't get big and frizzy. And then I put some dry shampoo on it to take the sheen away. And that's usually what I do for all of the wigs. It's really kind of case by case, because some of the wigs need a lot more work than others. Some of them look better. The ends look better clipped. Some of the curls need to be more uniform. So it really just depends on what wig it is and what I need to do. And there's definitely times where I receive wigs, not necessarily that somebody orders, but just wigs that I put an order in for that come and they look horrible. So I have to do a lot of work to them before I present them to the public.
So is it an extra charge for you to customize them, or it's actually built into the price?
It's actually built into the price. And right now, my wigs usually range between $20 and I would say at most $50.
Wonderful pricing.
It's really rare that I have something extremely high. The braided wig that I had, that was $80. But even still, I mean, I try to make sure that my prices are matched up with what you would be paying for online, plus what I'm charging to customize the wig. The more expensive wigs that I get as my business is building, of course, the more expensive the wigs will become. I mean, the ones that first come out and things like that might be a little bit more pricey, but for right now, what you see that I post is usually between $20 and $50.
Good. I think that's excellent prices because, like I told you before, if you can wear a $30 synthetic wig for 3 weeks, that's awesome. That means you pay $10 a week for your hair.
Right, exactly.
And later on in a year or another hair emergency, you can put the wig back on. So you're definitely getting your money's worth. I love them. I love them. I love them.
And you can restore them too, because I know a lot of people say like, "Oh, synthetic wigs tangle," and
Clip
they
the
do.
ends.
But
Clip the ends.
yeah, you can clip them.
I went from 20 inches to 12, but I got my wears out of the wig.
You can do a lot to save, so that money that you're putting into the one wig, you know, it does stretch. So if you're taking care of your wigs, that's the thing, is sometimes people are not taking care of the wigs. And for the wigs that where the wefts may be shedding, I always put got to be inside of the cap of the wig, and then just spray it on the wefts and then put a little bit of air on it, not too much, so that way it dries, and then that helps with the shedding.
How often do you spray the got to be glue on it?
Usually just one time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's typically once.
And it stops the shedding, all in all.
And it usually depends on the wig, because some wigs don't really shed, and then there's some wigs that shed horribly. So I actually have a couple of I have a couple wigs that are coming in.
You should put that in the caption. You should put that in the caption. Like,
I really don't. I mean, sometimes I don't know whether or not they're going, but I have 2 wigs that are coming in for me. They should be in today or tomorrow, and I've watched reviews, and the reviews have said that the wig sheds horribly. I still bought it anyway because the wig is beautiful. So we're going to see. I'm going to use the got to be glue method and see if it works.
Okay, awesome. So how do your clients usually order from you?
Typically, they will message me on Facebook or comment on my posts. I don't have a website yet, but I am working on one. And it's usually my personal Facebook page, which is Brittany Faith. And then my business page is Faith Haven Hair. And my business page, I also post on there, but a lot of it is just so people can see reviews, so people can see that I'm a real person and that I'm actually selling an actual product. So for right now, though, you just message me and let me know what wig you're interested in, and then we go from there.
So tell us about this wig here that we have here.
So this wig is by Vanessa brand, Vanessa Hair. So I've never worn any wigs from that brand, but I hear good things about it. I particularly like this wig just because it comes in so many colors, and I like the texture. The texture is yucky, so I like the texture and I like the colors on it.
And it's nice and soft as well. It looks like a 30, 27, 30, and 4 all mixed in.
Yeah, so that wig also comes in tons of colors: purple, green, and like 6 different types of like blonde, brown mix. They have tons of for that wig. It's like a real, I mean, it's a real popular wig.
Oh, it's
but
really full.
Yeah, it's really full. So I like it, but I don't know how it would do as far as having to wash it and all of that, because I've never worn it. So but I just know that everybody loves it. A lot of the YouTube gurus have worn and done reviews on that wig.
So would you also customize this wig as well? What would you do to this one?
So that one, I cut the lace off last night and I plucked the part on it. That one I did add some sprays to it just because I was concerned about the texture and it starting to get big and swelling up. But being that it's not warm anymore, I think it would do fine. In the summertime, synthetic wigs of that texture definitely swell and get bigger. But I feel like because it's colder now, it should be fine. But it's not really, for that one, since the curls are already pretty uniform, it's not really that much to do other than just making sure I'm putting enough spray on there so that it will last and not get tangled. So the nape of the wigs always, they always tangle.
Yeah, because it rubs against your clothes
Right.
and your head rests.
and that's pretty typical. But I mean, I live by these two sprays. They do very, very, very well with synthetic wigs.
Okay. Yeah. So what's the shipping methods that you use? How long does it usually take for after a client or customer orders the wig? How long does it usually take for them to get it?
Typically, it's only 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
I ship through USPS, and the shipping is it really depends on where you are. But if you're in the Baltimore area or Maryland in general, it's usually $5 or $6, and then outside of that, it could be $7 or $8. And then I've had people in Canada, and I've had people in different countries, so that gets a little bit more costly. And then the states that are further away from us, probably like $10, but it's usually not more than that. And it's usually 2 to 3 days to get to you. So once you purchase a wig, I try to ship either the next day or within a couple of days. I will send a tracking number and expected date of delivery.
Okay. So, how do you feel about your customers' feedback?
I'm good.
When they tag you in pictures and their selfies, or they write good reviews, how do you feel about that?
It makes me feel good because I'm really happy that people like what I'm doing. I'm glad that I can make people feel good about themselves. I have had several of my customers have alopecia and lupus and things like that. So a lot of them that have reached out to me and have ordered from me, they have told me that they don't have good beauty supply stores in their area. They can't get wigs that look good on them. So that kind of stuff makes me feel good because I feel like I'm helping somebody. And the women that order from me, I mean, they're all amazing. I really haven't had any bad experiences or any bad customers or anything. Even if there is an issue with the wig, you know, we always work something out so that they are satisfied because customer service is really, really important to me. So
okay, what are some of the weirdest things that customers have asked you about the wigs that you sell? Like really caught you off guard, like
I don't think anybody's ever asked me anything. I was like, what? Other than this sleeping thing, because people do think that they can sleep in the wig, and that is, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes people don't know how to store the wigs, so that too. I'm like, you know, I would think everybody would know, don't throw the bag away, but some people just don't. But
hang it up.
Yeah.
On the lampshade, on the fan, anywhere in the house, doorknobs, anywhere. Use market bags if you don't have the packaging.
Right, right. So I mean, nobody's really asked me anything out there or crazy. Yeah, they keep it. I mean, I've been really lucky and blessed that I've had good customers because I know.
Good. So besides these brands here, any other products you like to use on the wigs?
As far as washing, I know people do ask me about that. You can wash the wig with pretty much any kind of shampoo, except something that has oil in it. So products that are really made for, I guess,
hydration.
Yeah, don't do that because it just doesn't. It's not good. I mean, I typically will use like Pantene or Tresemme or Garnier, just those type of brands is what I usually use.
Okay.
Yeah, and then conditioner, any kind of conditioner, same brands, and the detangling of the wig and everything is just done with those sprays. But other than that, I don't really use anything else. These are my 4 go-to. Anytime I'm working on wigs, these are the products that I typically have. And you don't have to use this particular dry shampoo, the L'Oreal. You can use any dry shampoo, but I like the L'Oreal. It smells good, so that's why I chose to use that one. So
okay, good, excellent. So what kind of advice can you give someone who's want to start their own wig brand, selling their wigs, but they're too afraid? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say don't be afraid because you don't know who is out there that needs you, honestly. Because I did not think that I would have this many customers or this many women reaching out to me and being so interested in what I'm doing to these wigs. I mean, they could go and buy the wigs off of the websites that I have gone to. And, they choose to come to me. So I feel like if you want to start a wig business, definitely do some research on the type of brands you would like to sell, what products you would like to have, where you can get a vendor, or if you're able to just, I guess, buy wigs on sale and do it that way, then that's that's great too. But I wouldn't be afraid. I would definitely get well versed on synthetic wigs though.
Yes.
Because you can sell human hair wigs too. I'm not against people selling human hair, but I personally like synthetic wigs. That's my go-to. I feel like people can look great and not have to spend hundreds of dollars on wigs when you can get a wig that looks just as great.
Yes, that's why I call it the wonderful world of wigs, because you pretty much can wake up and say, I want to wear a shortcut today. I want to wear blonde today. I need to go up to kids' school. I need to tone it down, so I need to wear all black.
Yep.
I feel like bangs today. You can actually wake up, pick a wig, and go. And it's very addictive.
Yeah.
It's very addictive. It's hard for me as a stylist to even wear a certain style for a long period of time.
Yeah, I agree. I have maybe like 50 wigs.
Maybe like 50 wigs. Like, you said that like that was a little bit, maybe like 50 wigs. That's topping my little 30.
I probably have about 50 wigs of my own. All
that you're not
colors.
selling because they're yours to keep.
Yes, that I am keeping. They're just different styles, different colors. I was really into colors at one time. I'm not as much, but I have tons of wigs. I just love wigs. I think they're great, and they're so easy. That's the big thing, is that they're so easy. I'm really lazy when it comes to hair, so it's just much easier to be able to throw on a wig.
And why do you think women are so against wigs?
I think everybody is so. They had that natural hair wave, and I feel like everybody just wants to talk about that, like being natural, being happy with your own hair, and which is fine. If that's what you want to do, but I feel like if you want to wear wigs and you want to be able to look different, and maybe you don't have luxurious hair. Everybody's not born with great hair, so it's like if you would like to look different and do something different, you should be able to.
Yes.
I wanted to be blonde.
Yes.
I still wanted to keep my hair.
And you didn't want to color your hair. Excellent.
Because I would say my hair's pretty long.
Yes.
I wanted to keep it.
Right. And you still want to try the different looks.
Right.
And you don't want to put the heat on your hair. You don't want to put the chemicals on your hair.
Or cut your hair. Because some people want to try a short look. One of my friends, she wanted a short. She has beautiful hair. Oh, my gosh. Her hair is like naturally like that and full. And she was like, I'm thinking about cutting my hair. I said, girl, why don't you come over and try on a short wig first? And then see if you like it. Because I was like, if you cut your hair off and you don't like it, you're going to be upset. So I said, that's a benefit of having a wig. And then if she likes it, then she can wear it for a little while, see how long she likes it. And she still has her hair underneath. So.
Okay. So tell us again how customers will be able to order.
So you can add me on Facebook. My name on Facebook is Brittany Faith, Faythe, and my first name is spelled Brittani. And I have a business page. It's Faith Haven Hair. Again, my middle name, Faythe, Haven, Haven, Hair. And it's the same on Instagram. I post on both Instagram and Facebook, but a lot of my customers are on Facebook. Where I post, you can comment on the wig that you like, and you can message me if you're interested in it, or just comment and just tell me that you're interested in it, and then we go from there. Typically, I take PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and something else. I don't know. I have tons of Facebook Pay. So
Facebook Pay, wow.
yeah, so I can pretty much take anything. And then the shipping, I'll need your shipping address, and the shipping only takes 2 to 3 days.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, Brittany, I want to thank you for coming. Blessing the Beauty and the Business Show.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me. It was really great, actually.
And I want to thank you all for listening. If you want to become a guest on this show, you can send us an email at beautyandthebusinessshow@gmail.com. Yes, I love it. This